All right, so this is going to be one of those. I don't know if this is going to end up being a full episode or just part of an episode, but call it making it work. Got myself a smoker here. Borrowed it actually from my father-in-law because I want to give it a go. Everything seems to be in working condition, but then I noticed that it's missing a piece. As there's a big old dirty hole, and I'm no rocket surgeon, but I'm going to imagine heat is going to escape from there. So we got to fix that. Now, I actually looked online and found that it's missing a piece called the, I guess like the pellet chip loader. It's really basically like half of a cylinder that goes in, and you turn it. You'd filled it with the wood chips, and you turn it, and it drops the wood chips into the tray that's in the lower section of the smoker itself. Now, obviously, I'm missing that piece, and I don't think it was ever with this when my father-in-law got it. So I think I might just kind of plug the hole. You can get to the wood chips and the tray through the front. Just have to wear oven mitts, and I think I can handle that. So I came up with a bit of an idea to at least cover the hole and not let heat escape. So what I ended up doing was getting myself some galvanized steel fittings, just the flange, the nipple, and then just a cap here. And I put those together, and then with some pretty short screws, I think I'll screw it on. So that's my little spaceship looking doohickey, and basically all I'm gonna do is attach it right on there. Now I'm gonna do it with just some short screws for two reasons. One, it's not actually my smoker, so it'd be nice if I can take this off. And two, if I do ever find the part, I can take it off and use it. I'm not damaging anything. I did actually find the part in a store online in the States, but with shipping and the price of the part, it's going to be $60-$70, which doesn't really seem worth it when this was $2 for maybe $6. So simple, easy fix. It's covered, and now it won't let any heat out. Suppose I should ask if anybody knows if galvanized steel, when heated, is poisonous? Should probably Google that. So this is why you always do your research. Did a little bit of digging, and though galvanized steel is galvanized with zinc, it's not necessarily the best thing to be breathing in, so I had to kind of come up with a different plan. I didn't want it to be leaching into the food or anything like that, but I came up with a super duper smart way to get around this. Got myself an old baking sheet, and instead of just capping off the end, I have made my own version of the wood chip loader. Just cut it out with tin snips, kind of rolled it, and I'm still going to use this. I'm going to attach it here, and it'll go in, and I can actually dump wood chips into the bin. So I've drilled some holes to match the holes in what now is going to become my handle, and I used a new tool that I just got. They are step drill bits, so it actually steps up from small drill bit to a larger one, which, I mean, obviously you don't necessarily need to do in a case like this because this is pretty thin metal. You can just use a regular titanium drill bit, but I wanted to try them as they're new, and it allows you to do different size holes with one bit. So I have a hole now that is just bigger than the bolts I'm going to put in, and I didn't have to change drill bits. So holes drilled, I use some machine screws there. And if you need someone to tell you to put a wrench on that side and a screwdriver on that side and show you how that's done, well, you probably shouldn't be working in the old shop here. So I then also took a hammer and just kind of bent any of the excess around to kind of eliminate the sharp edges. There are some sharp edges on that. And considering I cut it with tin snips and on the, I don't know, precision scale, they fall kind of closer to chainsaw than scalpel. So, but it's quick and sturdy. It was cheap, and she works pretty darn good. Ta-da! And you can flip it, and it tosses them. Pretty simple. So there you go. Easy fix. for a legitimate problem. All right, so now I'm going to do my second attempt at smoking something in my newly fixed, jerry-rigged smoker. I did do chicken wings, was the very first thing I did. They were okay, edible anyways, but then it came down with a terrible flu, and I couldn't eat anything. It was not because of the chicken wings, I don't think, anyways, I'm going to try a jerky recipe that someone at work who does a lot of smoking suggested for me, so we're going to give that a go here. So I've chosen to go with maple wood chips and then also a few cherry wood chips. Apparently the cherry gives it a nice little flavor, and the maple will have just a little bit squishing, a little bit sweetness for it. So we got the smoker going here. I got the I just put the wood chips in. I'm going to open up our vent just a little bit, make my entire garage smell like smoker, which is not a bad thing. Got my chip dispositor that I jerry-rigged out of the old baking sheet. So it actually works pretty good, shockingly. I should cut off the ends of the screws and then it'll sit flatter, but I'll do that after this. Now the recipe I'm using, they came with a marinade and everything, so I followed it pretty much to a T. The only thing I did add was I just got this ghost pepper sauce from a local place here, and I wanted to try it. I like hot things. It already has a bunch of red pepper flakes, but I wanted a little bit more, so I threw some of the ghost pepper sauce into the marinade, and it actually marinated for just over 24 hours. I say just do it overnight, but I got busy yesterday and I couldn't do the smoker, so it's real in there. Also going by the recipe, which seems to be the norm for jerky, is low and slow. So it's going to take a long time because you're cooking it at a much lower heat. This one says to cook it at 165 for 4 to 6 hours, basically until the jerky is no longer limp. Not jerky, jerky. Wait a minute. I probably shouldn't do the motions for that. So anyways, low and slow. It's like my IQ. That's the name of the game here. So I don't want to open it up, like I said, but I'll definitely give you updates as we go along. When I check on it in a couple hours, I'll maybe sneak a little peek in there.